But anyway, so English was not my thing. It was not my passion. So in COVID, obviously with that time, I have a lot of course material and some research that I had wanted to do and some bits and pieces. So I was like, oh, sweet, I'll just start that. And I was typing it up and I was like, oh yeah, I should add that in there and add that in there. And before I knew it, I was kind of like, oh, this is getting bigger than just handing out some notes now. I think I'm writing a book. And at that time I was doing a lot of meditation and a lot of channeled writing and such like, and it became quite clear that, yeah, actually I am writing a book. So I came down to Steve, I don't know, a couple of weeks into COVID, and I said, hey, I think I'm writing a book. And he's like, okay. So you've never written a book before? And he kind of jokingly said, so you might need to consider getting a ghostwriter. And I was like, got that covered. So just shows you the cheekiness of the man. Like, I've always been happiest when I'm helping people, and that has always been what's driven me, and that's what led me to be a naturopath and Reiki and such like. The spiritual side of me grew from curiosity. As a teenager, I kind of seemed to just be aware of things and kind of know things, not all the time, but just when it was really pertinent timing for it to be so. I did a few courses as I got a bit more curious and had a couple of really good teachers, Sandra Singleton and then later Susie Hoy, who really helped me on that journey. I have to say I didn't really do a lot because back at that time I was in the corporate world, you know, I'm finishing up and then doing my studies with a naturopath, so I didn't really do a lot with that. I know that the first time I had a very clear message from Spirit or from God or from my angels, I'm not really sure because at the time I was at a rugby club drinking. But it was the first night I met Steve. And I think it was Gitsons and it might have been Ants as well, were playing, it was the final, one of the rugby over on the shore. And we picked up this fella, Steve, who I'd never met. And of course, we hit it off and we were chatting all night. I was like, this is quite promising. Look at this. And right at the end of the night, he goes, oh shit, I better go and ring Wendy. And I'm like, what? Who's Wendy? And he said, oh, that's my girlfriend. I better go let her know that I'm going to be late. Really? So off he walks with my phone, which back then we didn't have mobiles. And it was so clear. I watched him walk away, and in my head, I heard so clearly, that's not right. And I went, okay. I had such a peaceful feeling with that it didn't stress me. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just get on with it. And of course, a couple of months later, when it wasn't right, as it turns out, and they broke up, I was the first person to help you get over her. And I'll never forget that because and it's happened several times again since. And it's quite interesting because not with Steve. With Steve. Yeah, other experiences. But what I love when this happens, and it actually happens to all of us quite regularly, but we're usually very busy to hear it. And I do recall several times just saying to my angels and my guides, like, you know, it would be just so much better if you could just, you know, extend it a little bit. Spirit comes in really succinct and to the point. There's no chit-chat. I wish they would. It would have been so much easier if they just said to me, you know what, don't worry about it. They're going to break up. He's your man. You're going to get married to him. No sweat. Not my experience. That it's always very to the point and, like I said, no chit-chat. But always comes with a very loving feeling. And it feels right. It feels, you can feel the resonance through you of that rightness. What I would like to say that, look, spirituality is a very personal journey. It's always evolving, it's always changing, and I liken it for you to think of it this way, that it's your current feeling or experience with Source right now. Because of course that can change as you change and as you learn and as you grow. It doesn't, once you're awakened, it doesn't mean that you stop learning to be spiritual. It doesn't mean that you no longer suffer any hardship or sadness or adversity. Quite often it actually shows you the complete opposite. We need that though in order to grow. You can't know happiness without knowing sadness. There is no up without a down. We need that contrast to be able to understand what true happiness, true joy and such like is. Because without having some of that adversity and some of the harder things, that's how we grow and we get to appreciate the good times. And the good thing is that everything's in a cycle. The hard times do get better. And ask for help. Or better yet, go inside. You've got the answers. Opportunities that you thought you wanted, because they often come at you from a different angle. And then acting on it. And I think that's where a lot of people, we might be aware and we might be conscious of, I really need to do that better, or I really don't like my job and I really should be doing this. But you actually got to take those proactive steps of acting on it. And when you do, that whole energy of intention starts moving with you, and the angels and God or whatever the words that you connect with start going, brilliant, let's put this in place now for her or him. Okay? So I encourage you really to be aware of what's happening around you. Spirit is always working with us, sitting patiently beside us, waiting. All those synchronicities, all those, that was weird. Or, that's really funny, I was just thinking about that. Coincidence. Albert Einstein's, what did he say? This is God's way of remaining anonymous. Okay, so anytime you say, that's a coincidence, look at it. What is the message there for you? So look, this book is not to tell you what to believe. It is to demonstrate to you ways in which you can learn for yourself. Taking those steps towards the spiritual practices doesn't mean you're stepping away from your life. It actually means to help you embrace your life. You guys, everyone came into this world with a pure, loving heart. You came in here to be the best that you could be. You didn't come in here to be what those people said you were, even your parents, your best friends, society. You came in here to be the best that you could be. And I really encourage you to listen to that, because you know absolutely the right way for yourselves. Living a really happy, really joyful life with no fear. Just being honest and true to yourself. So that's me, and that's kind of what the book's a little bit about. Again, thank you all so much for being here and sharing this with me today. I think I've said to quite a few of you that it doesn't feel real to me. I look at it and I'm like, I don't even remember writing it. How did that even come off? But today for me, this has become real. And I'm really, really happy to share that all with you guys. So, if you did want to buy it, we sadly the EFTPOS machine spat the dummy. So we have got cash. I can internet bank it, or you can internet bank it. It's up at Halo. It's on the Halo website. If you're wanting people to buy it that's not here tonight, it is going to be on Amazon. I very sadly said to them this morning, they've scheduled a time to authenticate it at 9 o'clock next Monday the 30th. And I was like, yep, that's absolutely fine, I can do that. And then I went, EST. Crap, it's 3 in the morning on Tuesday. So hopefully by the end of next week, if I can wake up in time, it will be on Amazon as well. So which will be a lot cheaper and a lot easier, because shipping at the moment overseas is really ridiculously crazy expensive. So yeah, that's kind of me. That's all.
And that's why it's not a book about maths. Should we raise our glasses again to Nicola?
Yeah.
To Nicola, you're awesome.